What's up, Team Chrome? This is my in-depth guide on how to play Kendo. Everything you need to know from builds to tips and tricks to what you're doing wrong. By the end of this video, you'll be hitting rising swallows like this. So watch to the end, and you won't lose another ranked match ever again. Alright, I'm gonna try to make this part quick. I'll just tell you the 4 main elements you should be going for on each race. Soul Reapers, Ink, Blood, Wind, Ice. Arankars, Slash, Acid, Storm, and Shark. Quincy's, Heat, Balance, Death Dealing, Overkill. Whichever one you want to take over the 4 out of all these races are, at the end of the day, just your preference. I won't speak on Fullbringers elements wise because I don't know too much about that. I haven't played Fullbringer, but feel free to experiment. Next, I'll tell you about what builds you could go stat wise. For the stat point segment, I'll put up pros and cons for each build that I name. You can read them if you want in-depth summaries of what these builds do and don't do. For the first build, I have 40 Kendo and 25 speed. For the second build, 45 Kendo, 20 speed. Third build, 50 Kendo and 15 speed. By the way, you don't have to go speed, you can experiment if you want to, but these are the 3 main best Kendo builds to run. Next, I'm going to talk about the weapons. I'll make the weapons quick because I think everyone knows about weapons. Soul Reapers, I have Longsword, Dagger, and Hammer. All 3 just really good and easy to use. Arankars, Okiura Katana, Nelliel's Katana, Nelliel's Lance, Heat Piercer, Harabel Dagger. And for Quincy's, I have Cutlass, Karen, and Jugram's Broadsword. I'd say the best for Kendo in all 3 of these are, for Soul Reapers, you probably want to go for Longsword. Arankars, you probably want to go for Nelliel's Lance or Heat Piercer. For Quincy's, you probably want to go for Karen. The M1s are just godly right now. They'll probably get nerfed, but get it now while you can.
Yo, it's Sin, and I'm gonna talk about some common mistakes that people make when on Kendo. So first, I'll say if you're a true Pierce user, one thing you should never be doing is immediately using Splitgate right after vertical down, or vice versa. The only time you should use them one after another immediately is if you get a guard break. So if you guard break them with vertical down, then obviously you should probably use Splitgate. But if you want to like max out your efficiency on the guard break, you can always wait a little bit before using that Splitgate so you get your cooldowns back. Also, if you just can't get that guard break against a certain player, play for mix-ups, abuse how they react to your moves, space out your horizon cores and your vertical down to Splitgates. But let's say you land vertical down, don't use Splitgate maybe like 2 seconds after. You might want to like space it out a little bit, maybe use it 4 seconds after, just mix them up. Alright, now covering delayed crossings. Delayed crossings, probably one of the best moves in the whole game. It does high damage, high posture, it goes behind block, it's a very wide hitbox, it slows people. The only tip I have for delayed crossings is just try to aim behind the opponent's block. And also, you could probably try to like feint and then wait for them to dash and then use delayed crossings because it's really good at like catching their dashes and stuff. Alright, so for Rising Swallow, if you want to be taught how to use Rising Swallow better, I would definitely go watch my boy Chrome's last video. He's really good at using Rising Swallow and landing it raw. But for Rising Swallow, it's a very high risk, high reward move. If you throw it out and you miss it, or if you throw it out too early, too late, you will definitely get punished. If they're smart, they will do a lot of damage to you off that punish. And when you guard break someone, for the most part, you'll always want to be using Rising Swallow, unless there's certain circumstances where like you recently hit a vertical down, then yeah, you always want to be using Rising Swallow because it's the most damaging move in the Kendo moveset. So Flower Passage is probably your most important move inside your whole Kendo moveset. I have a couple of tips for this move. Always try to curve it or stall it a little bit so they don't just get a free counter or free perfect dodge out, because if they perfect dodge it, it's very punishable. Second tip, you should always try to like follow up with something that's either a guard break, has high damage, or it's hard to parry. And also always remember, like on flower passage, they can't flash step, dash, like they can't do anything after. They can only parry and block after you hit it. Let's say you flower passage and then you M1 feint. Now, people are usually going to be expecting the M1 feint after the flower passage, but if you actually catch them with the M1 feint and use a guard break, that's going to hit them no matter what. They either choose to get hit by the guard break or they block the guard break. It doesn't matter, it's going to hit them either way. And the last and final tip with flower passage is you can definitely mix them up with flower passage alone. You don't need to do an M1 feint because people are usually expecting an M1 feint. Let's say you feint the second part of flower passage like a little bit delayed, and then you do an M1 feint. That works a lot. Or you just look away on the second hit of the follow-up on flower passage, and then you look back at them, just miss like the second part of flower passage on purpose. That would also get them most of the time. You can really just be super unique with flower passage. It's a really good move.
Yo, what's up, Team Chrome? This is the end of the perfect Kendo guide. Shout out to Sin for helping me with this video. Let me know if you guys want more guides. I'm definitely down to make these. And thanks for watching.